Hey everybody. So if you just heard that theme song I was just playing, that was actually from Toonami back when that was shown on Cartoon Network. And the reason why I really wanted to play that for you is because if you don't know yet, Toonami is coming back to Cartoon Network. I'm very happy about that, and so are several others who used to watch Toonami all the time on Cartoon Network. Um, it's gonna have its opening, well, I guess it's reopening debut of Toonami on Adult Swim soon. I think it's May 26th. So I guess in honor of that, and to kind of just make a video about it, just because I love Toonami, and I'm really glad that Cartoon Network kind of finally came to the realization of bringing it back and realizing how important it is to their channel and why they lost viewers all these years. I think it's finally the first good decision they made out of all the decisions they had to make throughout the past few years. Um, so for this video, I really want to talk about what I hope they do with it, what I'm pretty sure they are going to do with it, and based on what I know, they also did it as an April Fool's joke this year. So that was kind of their foreshadowing that Toonami would come back. And so people are like, hey, is it going to come back, or is that just an April Fool's joke? Um, so I'm going to talk about that for this video. So first and foremost, Toonami is not Toonami without Dragon Ball Z. I don't care if you have reruns. I don't care if you have new episodes. You got to have Dragon Ball Z somewhere on your lineup, whether it's late at night, whether it's early in the night, because it's Adult Swim's on late at night, so you know it's going to be probably no earlier than 9 p.m. But you got to have Dragon Ball Z somewhere on there. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is Toonami. It was one of their first shows ever. It was one of their longer lasting shows they had back when it was around for the first time. Um, they just got to have it. I mean, the fans love it. Um, so you got to have Dragon Ball Z. Secondly, you got to have Tenchi Muyo. And I know this show wasn't as popular as Dragon Ball Z or Gundam Wing or all their other famous shows, but to me, Tenchi Muyo had a special place in my heart, and I think it has a special place in other people's heart too. So whether they're new episodes or old episodes, I think they should bring Tenchi Muyo back simply because that show was amazing. Out of all the anime shows that ever premiered on Toonami, I really like how this show wasn't just about action, and it wasn't just about this guy who got lucky with all these women. I liked how it was a good balance of the two. For those who like romance, you'll love it, and for those who like action, you'll love it. And I liked the humor that the show had too. I liked how all these girls were fighting over this guy who was fighting in all these battles in space and everything. It was just a really interesting show, and I really hope they bring that back because it was such an interesting show. They had several versions of Tenchi Muyo. They had like Tenchi Universe, Tenchi in Tokyo, Tenchi Ryoyoki Saga, and all these other ones. I think there was another one where he was like a police officer or something. So Tenchi Muyo needs to come back because I just love that show. Um, I wasn't huge on this show, and I actually just mentioned it not too long ago. But I think just because it is Toonami and because it came back and because there are a lot of fans of the show who remember this show from Toonami, I think they should bring Gundam Wing back. Gundam Wing back simply because it has its fan base. People loved it back in the day. It was pretty close to Dragon Ball Z when it comes to most famous shows on the show lineup. Um, so don't bring it back for me. Bring it back for the fans. They loved Gundam Wing, so let them have it. You know, have it somewhere on your lineup, whether it's really late at night or early in the night or whatever. Um, I actually like how, and I'm pretty sure they're pursuing this because they showed it in the April Fool's run of Toonami. Um, I like how they went back to one of the previous Toms. I didn't like the new one right before Toonami got canceled. I think there was a Tom 4 or a different version of him that we're not used to, where it wasn't the helmet one at all. It wasn't the guy in the spaceship. He was in a spaceship technically, but he had a completely different look, and I really hated it. He also had some characters in the Tom 4 version of Toonami where They just weren't as interesting as the first three, and I like how they. I think it is the Tom 3 one that they're using. Um, I just think the first three Toms are so much more interesting than the fourth one. So I'm glad they're pursuing that for this new Toonami run because he was any of the first three Toms are a lot better than the fourth one. And it's more along the line of the traditional Toonami that lasted longer than the fourth version, the one that lasted, like Monday through Friday every week and whatever. Another thing I'd like Toonami to do, and I think this would be really cool if they did pursue this. Back in the day, they had special premiere movies that would show like on a Friday or on like a Thursday night or whatever, of the shows that they were showing all the times. Like let's say Gundam Wing was on all the time, they would have a special movie of Gundam Wing on that Friday, right when like the new episodes came out for it. I think it'd be really cool if they did that again for the Adult Swim version coming out soon here. Um, I also heard that there's like a Rurouni Kenshin live action film in Japan right now. So I think that'd be cool if what if its American debut was on Toonami because Rurouni Kenshin was well known for being on Toonami back here in the U.S. I think that'd be a really interesting way to kind of have that live action movie come to America, and because Toonami is back, and that's another show too. I would really like to see Rurouni Kenshin come back to the Toonami lineup, just because that show was awesome. It was a great samurai show, and because of this new live action movie, that'd be really cool if they found a way to bring that back into the lineup of their shows and to kind of show us that movie if they ever had like a special movie night or whatever. Another thing I saw in the April Fool's lineup is I noticed that Tom swore every now and then. I kind of like that because it's Adult Swim now. We're all adults. Most of the people who saw Toonami back in the day are more than likely adults now. So I think it is kind of cool how Tom grew along with us, especially the ones who watched Toonami since the beginning. Even back in the day when it wasn't even Tom, it was some guy from Space Ghost. But he was the one that kind of started Toonami. But anyway, I just really like how they did that, and I like how like he reviewed Mass Effect 3 as opposed to like a rated E game that came out way back in the day. Um, so I kind of like how they made it more mature now. Um, so yeah, anyway, guys, I'm really looking forward to the new Toonami lineup. I really hope they bring back some of the really cool shows. Maybe show us a new show every once in a while. I mean, I'm not familiar with the 2012 anime shows out there right now, but like I don't know if like Yu Yu Hakusho or like Rurouni Kenshin even if they had new episodes after the ones that they showed after Toonami was around. So maybe they can finally catch up and show all those episodes, or maybe bring back Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball itself. Um, so there's a lot of things they could do with this, you guys, and I really hope they play it smart with this. I hope they don't show it too early, and I hope they don't show it too late. I hope they have a good balance of when Toonami will show up throughout the week and when we're not going to see it, like when it's just like regular Adult Swim shows like Family Guy and American Dad and all that stuff. Um, so Toonami, guys, it's coming back. I hope you guys are all looking forward to it. If there's anything that you think I missed or some great shows that you really are looking forward to, oh, and this just came to mind too. What if like Batman or Spider-Man joined the lineup? That'd be a really cool show to kind of get onto Cartoon Network and show along with all these other classic shows. I think that'd be a cool new show to add to the lineup that we haven't seen yet. Batman was on Toonami at one point. It didn't last as long as like Dragon Ball Z or anything, but I think that '90s version of Batman would be a really cool one to add to, just because with Dark Knight Rises coming out soon and everything. So that'd be really cool too. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and I hope that you're going to watch the new Toonami 2012 version coming out here soon. And I hope Cartoon Network makes some smart decisions with this new lineup because the fans are happy that Toonami's finally back.